David DeGuzman inside the NBC4 Digital Center for the latest edition of the Digital Sports Roundtable. It is Monday, December 2nd, just a couple days removed from the events that unfolded on Saturday. And to help digest and discuss that, NBC4 anchor Jerod Smalley joins me. We're here to discuss Marshall James Madison, right?
Oh, I mean, if you want.
No, I'm kidding. I'm trying to lighten the mood. I know it's been kind of rough.
We had a very weird Saturday in that regard. Because you covered JMU for years,
yeah,
right?
For 4 years. So I had a little bit of an invested interest in that game. No, we're here to talk about Ohio State, Michigan. Buckeyes' fourth straight loss to the team up north. Final was 13-10. It's been a couple of days, and Jerod, I feel like you have a decent pulse on how Buckeye Nation's feeling. You've been around the block a couple of times. Where are we in the process of, I don't know, what do you call it, grieving?
No, I think that's actually like the perfect way to put it, right? Because of the steps of grieving, you get to the acceptance, right? There are so many things that you have to do mentally to get yourself over. And for fans of this program in particular, this is grief. This is not just, I wish my team had won. This is legitimately grief. And they care at a level that just most fan bases don't. Fan bases all say they fiery and they want their team to win. This fan base is all in. And when you're all in, that means you are there for the good and the bad. And sometimes the depths of the bad are really low. And that's what this is, David. I don't think there's any doubt. This is low, despite the fact that they can win 4 games and win a national title.
We'll get there. This was my first taste of the rivalry. And I kind of get it now, and I haven't even been here a year, and I'm angry for you, Buckeye fans. Because you think about it, it's like you have all these guys that came back. Lord knows how much NIL money was involved. The expectations super high. I knew that from day one when I walked in here to Columbus. And you have, an unranked Michigan team. Mind you, Ryan Day had not lost to an unranked team during his entire tenure here at Ohio State. And of all the unranked teams that you lose to that one. So I kind of get the frustration and grief that Buckeye Nation's going through. I guess we start with talking about the game itself, and I kid you not, I was thinking this is literally the definition of insanity. You're doing the same thing over and over again, trying to get a different outcome, and guess what? You don't. And I'm talking about the run game, 77 yards rushing on the ground against Michigan. And then when they try throwing, Will Howard has his worst performance of the season, including 2 interceptions. Where in the game do you even start to kind of process and look at this went wrong?
Before, and I'll explain why. I wrote a column today for NBC4i.com, and I broke down talking about the situation with Ryan Day at Ohio State. And this really starts before the game. When you go into the game with the mindset, as Ryan does and the entire staff has been led to do, that we have to win the rushing yards to win the game, that we have to be the more physically dominant team to win the game. And I do understand the notion, and there is a 23 years of history before this week that suggested that that's also true. Team that won the rushing yards won the game. He also then went on to say history doesn't matter when you're getting ready for this game. But that's not what unfolded on the field. History was the influence over the game plan. History was dictating that Ohio State, despite its biggest weakness being in the middle of the offensive line, take on Michigan's biggest strength, the middle of its defensive line, repeatedly to prove the point that they could beat them that way, that they could beat them at their own game, instead of relying on the things that they have that Michigan can't handle. I'll cite 2 pass interference calls against cornerbacks who were desperate to keep up with Jeremiah Smith in the first half. Jeremiah Smith scores the touchdown at the end of the first half. In the second half, he is a passenger. He is not a factor at all in the Ohio State plan. How that happens, that is entirely based on before the game and the theory of how you have to win this game. No one cares. No one cares if you win the rush yards. They care if you score 1 more point than them. And that's where I think the disconnect happens.
The sad part is that the defense played lights out. I mean, they played so well, I thought. And the two big plays, Caleb Downs and Jack Sawyer, I mean, that should have been like the redemption play, and it should have led to this, amazing performance by the offense, but it just didn't happen. And then special teams, I mean, my gosh, 2 field goals. You make those field goals, different story, I think we'd be talking about on this Monday. Jerod, how hot is that seat that Ryan Day is sitting on right now?
Well, I mean, look, he's not going to get fired. And he's got 37 million reasons to not quit. So this is the dilemma, the conundrum that they're in now as a relation. The way I put it in the article today was basically it's like a marriage where they're not in love anymore, but they're together for the children. There's a little bit of that going on there in relation to this one thing, because everything else is a beautiful marriage where it functions and it where everybody is happy and they're working toward a goal, and the people who are in the program couldn't be happier about being a Buckeye and having great pride in what they do. You don't hear a lot of kids running from that program saying they were mistreated or they're mismanaged or whatever.
Right.
Kids tend to have a great time in that program, and they feel really proud of their accomplishments, and they should. It's an incredible place to play football. It's an incredible place to go to school. There's just not a lot wrong. But this one thing is on fire.
Right.
And that is the problem they have, because, look, here's the important part, David. In the old college football world, this would be disqualifying. It's not anymore.
What a world we live in.
It's not. I mean, you can lose this game every year and go win the national championship, which is ultimately the biggest goal of the program. Now, they have other goals, and they haven't met them. First goal is beat the rivals. Second goal is to win the Big Ten. They haven't done it. Haven't done it in years. The third goal is still very much alive for them. And when you look at the playoff, which I'm sure we'll do here, when you look at who they might face in a playoff and where they might be seated, I mean, could they win 4 in a row? Yeah. Yeah, they really could, as long as they take the philosophy of we're going to make our biggest strengths your biggest problem.
Yeah. You made the sort of the separation reference, so that makes me less hesitant to think about, the reference I'm about to make. I just feel like it's like Michigan lost the popular vote and won the electoral college, because I feel like there were a lot of things that did go right, and yet just enough went right for Michigan for the Wolverines to get that 4th consecutive win over their rival. And it's just so hard as a fan, I feel like, to kind of overcome that as you move forward. That being said, you're right. There is still a playoff that is very much on the table. And this is kind of the redemption that is necessary for Day, I think, to keep his job. Am I wrong by saying that?
Well, I mean, I think that it's two arguments, right? It's the on-field argument and the business argument about Day's retention. Look, I'm not a homer. I'm just telling you how I honestly feel. Ryan Day is as good as you can get. He is an outstanding coach, schematically, recruiting-wise, the way he operates the program. He does everything at an elite level except this one thing. And when you're talking about the way things could be otherwise, you wouldn't love that result either. And by the way, when you find the coach who never loses a game and never loses a rivalry game, and does everything right off the field and players don't get in trouble and everybody goes to the NFL, when you all find that coach, please let me know. I really would like to meet that guy. There is no perfect human, but I think Ryan Day is exceptionally well built to be the head coach at Ohio State. I think he should continue to be. But he can only succeed if he can overcome this mental hurdle that I think is very much self-created. I don't think there's anything externally that's creating this. The fact that you're letting the other team dictate the terms of how the game is played is just not the way that they handle their business in every other game. And it doesn't have to be that way. When you go play Georgia in 2022 after you lose to Michigan and you dictate the terms of that game, and really should have won the game. I had a field goal at the finish to win the game. Another special teams issue. I think they've got to figure out a way to tighten the margins to where they do those little things correctly. And little things are play to play, When I'm talking about special teams issues, let's field the punt correctly. You field the kickoff correctly, where you don't have the ball inside your own 10 because you mismanaged where the ball was going to go, and if you're going to let it drop and roll in the end zone, blah, blah, blah. There were so many things that when you go and live in the margins, you realize that there is just a lot of room for Ohio State to take a big step in this one game.
Yeah.
But overall, it's a program that can do everything you want to do, including win the national title.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any doubt that this team can do that, even with the deficiencies up front, and they're real. There's no overlooking that. The Pro Football Focus grades of the offensive line were horrific after this game, and you should expect that. But you look at the other games, including against elite competition, the Penn State game, what'd they do? March down the field. It wasn't the same offensive line, but it was close. They have the capability to do great things. And that's when you look at the next 4 games that could be coming up and you say, matchup-wise, they'd have a chance.
Well, fans are hoping so. I think Michigan is living rent-free in the Buckeyes' heads.
Yeah, great way to put it.
Guess what? It's December and rent is due. So, yeah. A lot of things to look forward to, though. As you're right, the playoff. We're going to get the CFP rankings on Tuesday, the latest ones. So we'll see how much damage was done from that. Wednesday signing day. So that's something.
Let's talk real quickly about
that.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people are concerned about the momentum of the program and signing day. And there's a couple of kids that are kind of in that half in, half out right now, but generally the class is pretty much put together. There was a medley of kids yesterday on social media who reaffirmed their commitment to Ohio State. And I don't think that was by accident. I think it was a fairly organized approach by a lot of those kids and maybe even the coaches. Just to remind people that they're still committed to Ohio State, because in the face of a pretty devastating and ugly loss, and one where you don't look very good in the process, that's not exactly a recruiting victory. I still think recruiting is going to be really good for Ohio State. And if Ryan Day's the head coach, it will remain that way, because they have proven time and again that they can develop kids, go to the NFL, that they have a culture here that supports them. There is NIL opportunity here that is unique. We can get into the whole $20 million roster thing. It's also cool that no one else paid their players this year. That's incredible. What an incredible development that only Ohio State paid their players. Literally the only thing people talk about. Texas A&M, they're all playing for free. But I think that's the point, is that from a recruiting standpoint, the momentum right now is really good for Ohio State. They have a chance to have the number 1 class in the country. They have an opportunity to build and build and build. And to take away from that right now, despite the deficiencies, which are real, I don't think is a good strategy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again, just being here for about a year now, just seeing how things operate. This is a program that obviously is elite level. And you take that one game aside, I mean, this is a team that can definitely make a run to the national championship. So we'll see. The final selection show will come out on Sunday, and then we'll see the path to a possible national championship. And I think Buckeye fans can start dreaming once again and dreaming big. So
let's talk about this real quick. Playoff matchups.
Yeah.
What about Tennessee at Ohio State on December 21st?
Oof.
How fun could that be?
I mean, you want to think of a way to get that taste out of your mouth. That's a good way to do it, right?
I mean, Tennessee obviously would challenge Ohio State's defensive backs. I don't know that they would challenge Ohio State the way Michigan did up front. So that would, potentially relieve some of that stress on the run game. And, clearly Ohio State can play defense. I mean, they've proven it. So, I mean, I don't think that is a, insurmountable challenge. You think about who else could be out there. I don't know. What about another shot at Indiana? What about another game with Penn State? I don't think they get Penn State, but there could be, maybe a 3-loss SEC team. You could have, a medley of options.
Yeah,
Notre Dame's probably going to host, but there's other really cool matchups out there that I think are reason to be excited. And you look at the bracket beyond that and go, well, wait a minute. I mean, in the second round, you might get, Arizona State.
Yeah.
You might get Boise, or you might get, but Boise probably the 12 or the 11, but you might get the winner of Clemson SMU.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of bracketology that you can play out, and I think that's a good part of using in the grieving process, if you will. You know, it's the holiday season, and you could think about all the matchups. I mean,
For sure.
Those are 2 ways I think you could play some Christmas music and start.
Okay.
Get your. I don't know. That's how I do it. Everyone has their own
Hallmark
process.
channel on one TV, and
that's how I do it. Okay. I'm not going to speak for everyone else, but
no judgment.
Always appreciate your perspective, Jerod.
All right, David.
And we'll catch you guys next time on the Sports Roundtable.